gonna start this. Hello monsters, how are you? Welcome to my channel. My name is Christen. It's so weird saying that. I don't know why. Do you like your name? I don't like my name. Okay, anyways, it's like a secret I just shared. Welcome to my channel. So I thought I would share with you, this is something that people have been shouting at the rooftops as of lately, but almost like people don't want to listen. I know I was one of those peoples that didn't want to listen. But I finally was like, I will give this a whirl. Now, what is this I'm talking about? Intermittent fasting. Now, yeah, I said it. Don't change the channel though, I'm serious. This works. This is something that of all my years living on the planet, dieting and doing all the fat, I have tried every fad diet that you can think of since the 90s, okay? So don't even come at me with that. My mom had me enrolled in, it was a weight loss program called TOPS. It was like Weight Watchers. I was 12. That's how like obsessed I've been about like trying to find unlock the mystery of why some people, it seemed like they could eat anything and were always skinny, and me seemed like I was barely eating a damn thing and I was always fat until I found intermittent fasting. Here's the science, here's why it works. Wait, why did I say that? I don't really know. Okay, so I found this website. I was gonna sit down and write down exactly what I wanted to say about intermittent fasting, and then I found this website and I was like, oh, they already wrote it and they're gonna say better than I am. Let me bring you back to almost 3 years ago. I'd gotten into a horrible car accident. Now, I didn't realize at the time how debilitating this accident was going to be on me, physically and mentally. I pretty much shut down. I went into just, womb mode? Is that what you call that? I just curled up into a little ball and lived on my couch for years. Mostly because I was in so much pain, but then also because it was dark in my brain. That's the only way I know how to explain it. It was shadowy, it was dark. I was very traumatized. And my diet, it didn't matter. All I wanted to do was consume fattest, sugariest snacks you can think of. In fact, the night of my accident, that's what I did. I went to the grocery store and I bought Pop-Tarts and cereal and everything that is bad for me that I don't ever eat. It was a downhill spiral from that night, but I went out and just binged. Now, this for me was unusual because I lived, I don't anymore, but I was an all-natural eater, which means there was no sugar in my diet, nothing that was processed in my diet. So everything was fruits and vegetables. That was it. There was no grains, there was no gluten, nothing like that allowed in the diet. And needless to say, I was an extra small. Now, fast forward, because obviously I was like doing everything good and everything was awesome, and then I get into this car accident and I derailed. I went so bad. I gained so much weight. I went from weighing about, I never weighed myself, so I'm gonna say 120, 110 maybe, but I was running every night. I was, like I said, eating this really good diet. I was in really, really, really good shape, but it was really hard to obviously maintain after my accident, and wanting to eat everything I saw in sight, that didn't help me either, and I gained all that weight. So within this last year, I've been just like doing everything I can to get this weight off of me because it's driving me nuts. I've shown you videos of me hiking up freaking mountains. I can start to see the cemetery. Listen, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Let me be honest here. I thought a halfway point for where I normally go was the whole way to the top. Look at. And this is something that I used to do all the time. I still do. I still hike at this mountain. Well, before now you can't hike there. Oh, you can, but it's like a stupid little trail that's not even like the same. So I haven't been able to hike there, but it's a steep mountain. I would literally run up it and run down it. So I knew this last year I wouldn't be able to obviously get to that point that quickly. And boy, was I right, because it didn't matter. I started eating, mostly vegetarian diet. I would every once in a while eat chicken. I still wasn't losing the weight. I walked twice a day with my dog, still not losing the weight. So then I found intermittent fasting. My mom, she started fasting and she has lost so much weight also. I found a really good website. I will put the link in the description box below. If you are on your phone, a tablet, or your computer, you'll be able to find it there. If you're on your TV, I'm sorry. But I'm on, it's jamesclear.com, The Beginner's Guide to Intermittent Fasting. This was by far the best cohesive, clear, direct piece of literature that I found on this. So basically what I do with intermittent fasting and what everyone else does, well, my mom does not. Apparently she makes up her own rules. She said it's just how you feel, it's whatever you want to do, but she only goes for 5 hours of eating. That's insane. Intermittent fasting usually goes about 16 hours of non-eating and 8 hours of eating. So now what this person has said, surprisingly, since I've started intermittent fasting, I've increased muscle mass up 10 pounds from 205 to 215, decreased body fat down 3% from 14% to 11%, increased explosiveness, set a personal best with a clean and jerk of 253 pounds. That sounds. Anyways, I'll go past that. So why would anyone fast for 16 hours every day? What are the benefits? What is intermittent fasting and why would you do it?
Intermittent fasting, also known as intermittent energy restriction, is an umbrella term for various meal timing schedules that cycle between voluntary fasting and non-fasting over a given period. 3 methods of intermittent fasting are alternate day fasting, periodic fasting, and daily time-restricted feeding.
Intermittent fasting is not a diet. No, it's not. You're not changing what you eat at all. As my mom likes to put it, I get to eat whatever I want. But, I mean, literally. You set your own rules, I guess, but it's not a diet. It's a pattern of eating. It's a way of scheduling your meals so that you get the most out of them. Intermittent fasting doesn't change what you eat. It changes when you eat. So, why is it worthwhile to change when you're eating? Well, most notably, it's a great way to get lean without going on a crazy diet or cutting your calories down to nothing. In fact, most of the time, you'll try to keep your calories the same when you start intermittent fasting. Most people eat bigger meals during a shorter time frame. Additionally, intermittent fasting is a good way to keep muscle mass on while getting lean. With all that said, the main reason people try intermittent fasting is to lose fat. Perhaps most importantly, intermittent fasting is one of the simplest strategies we have for taking bad weight off while keeping good weight on because it requires very little behavior change. This is a very good thing because it means intermittent fasting falls into the category of simple enough that you'll actually do it, but meaningful enough that it'll actually make a difference, which is why it's working for me. Anytime I've had to stick to a diet plan, stick to an exercise regimen, aside from walking my dog, I fail every single time, and I don't know why. Well, at least now, after my accident, I can't get my mind back into that mindset of like training. I just can't do it now. I don't know why. But how does intermittent fasting work? To understand how intermittent fasting leads to fat loss, we first need to understand the difference between the fed state and the fasted state. Your body is in a fed state. It is digesting and absorbing food. Typically, the fed state starts when you begin eating and lasts for 3 to 5 hours as your body digests and absorbs the food you ate. When you are in the fed state, it's very hard for your body to burn fat because your insulin levels are high. Yeah, your blood sugar spikes every time you eat, and when your blood sugar is spiking, you can't burn fat. Okay. After that time span, your body goes into what is known as the post-absorptive state, which is just a fancy way of saying that your body isn't processing a meal. The post-absorptive state lasts until 8 to 12 hours after your last meal, which is when you enter your fasted state. It is much easier for your body to burn fat in the fasted state because your insulin levels are low. When you're in the fasted state, your body can burn fat that has been inaccessible during your fed state. Because we don't enter the fasted state until 12 hours after our last meal, it's rare that our bodies are in this fat burning state. This is one of the reasons why many people who start intermittent fasting will lose fat without changing what they eat, how much they eat, or how often they exercise. Fasting puts your body in a fat burning state that you rarely make it during a normal eating schedule. The benefits of intermittent fasting are broad. So first of all, intermittent fasting makes your day simpler. Intermittent fasting helps you live longer. Scientists have long known that restricting calories is a way to lengthening life from a logical standpoint. This makes sense. When you're starving, your body finds ways to extend your life. There's just one problem: who wants to starve themselves in the name of living longer? I don't know about you, but I'm interested in enjoying a long life. Starving myself doesn't sound that appetizing. The good news is that intermittent fasting activates many of the same mechanisms for extending life as a calorie restriction. In other words, you get the benefit of a longer life without the hassle of starving. Way back in 1945, it was discovered that intermittent fasting extended life in mice. And then they also found that intermittent fasting may reduce the risk of cancer. Intermittent fasting is much easier than dieting. So there's so much more that he goes into on this website. If you want a full deep dive into all of this, if you're interested in this, I highly recommend looking into it. So now I'm going to show you me right now. I haven't really been showing any part of my body from the neck down, I don't know, for a long time. I have before photos from the last time that I've actually gotten photos taken of me from the neck down. And I'm wearing the exact same thing that I was wearing that day, minus a size or two difference. But anyway, so I will show you as best I can. Moi. This really is working for me. I just started intermittent fasting a month. Already within a month, I have lost 10 plus pounds. I will continue to do this for the rest of my life because I feel this is going to be the only way for me to easily solve my fat problem, my always having so much excess weight on me and I can't get it off. And that never used to be a problem for me. And once my accident happened, it really did become more of a struggle every day. But intermittent fasting has helped that. So I will show you me before and after. I'm kind of nervous. Here we go. So I know, may not still be 100% all the way to my goal weight, but I am getting there. And I'm getting there faster with intermittent fasting than I ever thought I ever would doing it. I mean, I eat healthy. I exercise twice a day. So I am doing proper exercise and diet, but fasting is just bringing it over and above what I ever thought I could ever do or be this fast. So does it work? Yes. Am I a believer? Yes, 100%. Do I think you can eat whatever you want? I mean, literally, like the way that they put it, you either eat 10 small meals a day totaling 2,000 calories, or you eat 2 small meals a day totaling 1,000. Like I said, I'll put the link of the website in the description box below, and that way you can go and like do this research on your own. I highly recommend it. If you are much like me and your metabolism is just kind of just like, just like stuck for whatever reason, maybe you got hit on top of the head really hard like I did, and your brain just doesn't quite work the same way, or you just have a slow metabolism. All right, monsters. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it's kind of a little bit like, woo, all over the place, but I want to keep sharing my weight loss journey with you. And as of lately, this is what I've been doing. I have been trying to do it off and on for the last 2 months, and this past month has been when I finally got my butt in gear, and I am very like, holy crap, look how much weight I lost so quickly just by adding this extra step in my life. This has been a game changer for me. I recommend highly that you put some research forth and see if it fits you and your lifestyle. You never know, it might just. Anyway, so, okay, monsters, I will see you later. Peace, love, and happiness, everybody. Bye.
Still doing that, Andre?